Hello guys, this is my second possibility for you, and it's a game that was played in 1957 between Herclitus and Vasukov. Black to play and make the best possible move. Please pause the video and take your time to figure it out. Do check the solution in case you cannot find the best possible move for black. Hello guys, hope you have been able to figure out the best possible move for black to continue from this position. However, in case you haven't, I'll share the solution with you. Now, before I tell you the best possible move, I want you to analyze the position a little bit. The black knight is attacked by the f3 pawn, and the knight and the queen are attacking the c3 pawn. The white's queen is the only defender for the c3 pawn. The black's king is uncastled and his bishop is not developed. White as well is lacking behind in development. However, black can gain a tempo by playing correctly, and if white doesn't respond properly, he can either lose material or can eventually get checkmated. The best possible move for black would be something that would force the white queen from defending this c3 pawn. Black cannot waste much of time here, otherwise white would quickly develop his bishop and eventually castle on the king side. So best possible move at this point in time would be rook b8. Now this is a very strong move for black, and white does not have much of choices here. If white takes the rook, which is in b8, then black can immediately force a checkmate by checking with the king, queen, and whatever white plays now, it will lead to a checkmate. For example, if white king moves to d1, then the knight f2 leads to a checkmate. And if the white king defends with the bishop in c1 to d2, it still leads to a checkmate. However, white can respond a bit differently if he's able to see the danger ahead, and he can play a more subtle move, which is queen c2. To this move, I think black should capture the rook, and now white is left with an option of either taking the knight with the pawn or with the queen, or take the rook. Now if white decides to take the rook, it again leads to a checkmate. For example, if it's queen x b1, then it's queen x c3 check, and no matter what white plays, which we have covered earlier, it leads to a checkmate. For example, if white king moves to king d1, it's a checkmate here by knight f2, and if the white king plays, if the white bishop plays d2, it leads to a checkmate as well. So white cannot take the rook, which is in b1, and he now has to decide whether he needs to take the knight, which is in e4 with the pawn, or with the queen. If he takes with the queen, so let's say he's taken with the queen, and then white can simply take the bishop because the bishop hangs. I'm sorry, black will take the bishop as the bishop is hanging, and if the king goes on to d2, then it is a checkmate. Or if the king goes to f2, then white takes the pawn which is in c3 and can have a very comfortable game where his bishop will develop and he'll quickly castle on the queen side, on the king side, and we should have a comfortable game from here on. And white's king is stuck almost in the middle, it's not castled, and white will have difficulties in defending this position. However, if white decides to take the knight which is in e4 with the pawn which is in f3, then black can still have a very good game by playing queen b6. Now this doesn't guarantee a mate or a win immediately. However, looking at the position now, as you can see, white has got doubled pawns, and his pawn structure is completely shattered. Black's pawn structure is pretty solid, as you can see, and he can immediately castle on the king side and develop his bishop and launch a strong attack across this diagonal. And his rook and queen combination here is very strong. And white is left behind in development, which will cause him more problems to defend the attack that black is going to cause. I hope that you liked this puzzle and it helped you. It helps you to improve your chess. If you like my videos, do subscribe to my channel, which is at http://www.youtube.com/user/Girishi, and please post any comments or suggestions that you have. Thank you very much for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.